college, Bob?
You're right.
What did you
You
get
mean
yourself
degree wise
into? What did you get
or
yourself into? Tell us a story about Bob in college.
trouble wise?
Yes.
Oh man. So John, I used to have my dad used to own a car dealership, a small car dealership, and um, I used to get my pick of cars. So I basically had a different car like every year, every other year. And one of my favorites was in college. It was a 1966 Chrysler New Yorker. Oh yeah, a Chrysler New Yorker. That thing was huge, and it was a gas guzzler, but it was such a fun car. I would dump like 10 friends in there, okay? Every weekend, not every weekend, but most weekends. We'd just get in
Oh
there
my
and
god.
drive around and get drunk, party, bar to bar, bar hopping. And man, oh man, that car was fun. That car was really fun. I remember one day, one time, as I was turning, I was always the driver, of course, and as I was turning a corner, one of the hubcaps flew off, and all these people were.
Uh-oh. Bob's gone. That's incredible. Okay, okay. Well, maybe we'll be able to break it down.
What do we need to do to avoid the $500 a day fine? And what is the deadline if we formed an LLC in 2023? Um, okay. All right. Let's see. Boy, today's chat is active. I love it.
There we go. There we
Okay.
go. That's what I like to
Let's
see.
start with Ramon, because he started off. Where are you guys getting leads? And I don't mean lists. Okay. How are you taking the lists and turning them to leads? Got it. So conversion is what you're talking about. Okay. So as far as conversion is concerned, Ramon, it's a lot of practice. Okay. You got to have good people skills. Okay. And you got to know how to talk to people the right way and how to guide them in the direction that you want the conversation to go. Right. And John Johnson's a master at it now because he's been on the phone hundreds, if not thousands of times now.
Yeah, definitely
So,
thousands, definitely thousands.
it's just practice, okay? And you get to learn about people's personalities. I highly recommend you guys going and understanding personalities, okay? And how to handle each different personality. What your personality is like, who you guys can relate to, but more importantly, there are basically four main personalities. I mean, most psychologists will agree on that. Obviously, there are several different subsets of this, but um, yes, I will, Adam. Thank you. But in general, there are four major personalities, and if you've got one of them, and we can all have a little bit of each one of these personalities, but we each have a dominant personality. And so, if let's say, for example, my dominant personality is analytical, I like analyzing things, I like numbers, I like facts. Okay. So, for me to relate to someone who's always hyper and or a social butterfly, for example, or stuff like that. It's a little bit more challenging for me. It's not natural. Can I do it? Absolutely. Do I do it all the time? But is it natural? No, probably not. I probably can have a long conversation really naturally with another analytical person. So if you guys learn how to understand what your characteristic is like, what your strengths and weaknesses are, what your likes and dislikes are, and then understand the personality, the other three personalities as well, and how you can relate to them, your conversion rate will skyrocket. I promise you, Ramon, it will skyrocket. Okay. So there are a lot of great books out there on personality. There's one that I like. I can't find the book right now, but as soon as I do, I'll put it in the chat. And you guys, it's a cut and dry kind of a book, but it gets right to the meat. Okay, it's a great book. It's a great book. So hope that helps. All right, Yolanda, can you briefly go over the CTA? Okay, Yolanda, would you mind coming on stage and explaining? Because CTA to me is click to action. What exactly are you talking about? Does it affect transparency for Wyoming, Nevada, etc.? What do we need to do to avoid the $500 a day fine? And what is the deadline if we formed an LLC in 2023? I'm not sure I understand this question. So I apologize, Yolanda, but if someone does, I'd love for you guys to jump on and help Yolanda. Yeah. Dante was after PPC. A lot of strong people are solid people in the industry. I think you're getting into it too now, right, John?
Yeah, I've spent about $1,000 so far on Facebook ads, and the leads
Okay.
that are coming in, we are refining it. So that's my biggest advice to somebody that's going to get started with PPC. Don't drop 5K immediately. Work your way up. Refine what your advertisement filters are. Right now, we're going to dial in on specific counties. We were going nationwide, and we were just getting a bunch of leads in the middle of nowhere, and those, they're not really going to serve us. We're not going to be able to do deals with those types of leads. So we're going to zone in, and we're going to focus more on counties that we've already done deals in, because we've already done deals there, and we're going to double down.
Cool. And the master of PPC is on stage with us now, Mr. Dan Fazio. How's it going, buddy?
I have amazing fucking news, boys.
Here we go.
I have amazing news.
Well, it's a
I
Monday, so let's hear the great news now.
we were been working on this AI caller that Bob knows that Bob's been helping us out with a little bit, and we have cracked the fucking code, guys. I just put together, basically just hit right before I jumped on just now. We just did a test call and hit it, and it was like absolutely flawless, which is what we've been working towards. And it's a very defining and shining moment. So I'm just very, very excited, very happy right now. So
That's fantastic.
yeah.
Congratulations. I
So
can't
we
wait
were
to see
always
it.
like it was rough. Like it was rough. I would love to later today. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start an event maybe later today and do some calls with the caller so that you guys can listen to it live and so you guys can hear it, make calls, and we'll be able to come up, maybe have you guys come up on stage. We'll have it call your numbers, talk to you guys, see if you guys like can sit there and communicate back and forth with it. But now it's pretty much we got all the settings, we got all the stuff figured out. It's just a matter of like now building up using this correct algorithm and scripts and everything to build out the following other types of bots and stuff like that for other things outside of cold calling. But it's absolutely amazing. It's absolutely amazing. The call that we just did went absolutely flawless, and it's just could not be better. Super excited. Sorry, I didn't mean to come up here and interrupt the show. I'm super hyped right now.
No, that's fantastic. I'm excited for you. I saw Chris hop up on the stage with the prop stream hat. I had to go grab mine.
Well, first of all, congratulations, Dan. I'm very excited for you. That sounds fantastic. I can't wait to hear it and participate in it as well. and Mr. Chris Monroe, the Mr. Prop Stream slash Sub 2 slash wholesaler slash creative genius of St. Louis. How you doing, buddy? Good morning. What a great show already.
Epic lineup. We can't hear you, Chris.
Can you hear us, Chris?
I don't know if he can hear us.
Yep. All right, we'll get back to him. Ramona and everybody else, the name of the book that I was talking about as far as personalities is concerned is called Versatile Selling from Wilson Learning. I'll put it in the chat. That's what I did when I started way back when. By Wilson Learning. There you go. So if you want that, that's a good book. There are plenty of other ones too. Hey, where'd you guys get your prop stream hats? Matt's right.
Well, actually, when I was in sunny San Diego with the man, the myth, the legend, Dante Pena, he slipped me this hat for the interview. And
Ah, very cool. Very cool. I need to get me one of those hats. Same with Matt, man.
We can definitely
We've
get you
been
one,
in-
Bob. We could meet up with Dante. I'm sure Dante's got another
Yeah.
one. He's got a whole studio. I'm sure he'd love to have you on the podcast.
Be happy to.
He was telling me, he was like, "Yeah, John, I love Bob. We gotta tap in." I said, "Of course, bro."
Absolutely. Would love it. Be my pleasure. My pleasure.
Yeah, Bob definitely needs to be on a podcast for sure.
All right. Boy, this is a great show already. Let's see. See, Dan, now you got me thinking in different directions. I'm
Dude,
constantly
I'm
thinking
telling
about the
Bob, I'm
AI
telling
thing
you,
right now.
if I could let you listen to the call that I just had. Listen, you know how I cracked the code, Bob? You know how I cracked the code? And I'll drop some sauce for everybody right now. I'll drop a little bit of sauce. So for people who don't know, the past month or so, I've been working on building our own GPT database system that is basically a real estate related professional GPT, meaning that we were trying to create our own GPT system and database to help people inside of their real estate businesses and give them information, be able to do comps for them, be able to calculate for creative finance, come up with certain scripts, help people overcome objections. So I've been, we've plugged in about 1,000 information sources into this real estate database, including teaching it how to comp, teaching it how to talk to sellers. Juan Nicasio was nice enough to let us in on his $1 million closing script, where we were able to feed that to the bot and teach it how to communicate with teach it how to overcome objections and give it information sources. So this GPT has all this information on real estate, right? It browses Redfin, it browses Zillow, it does all this stuff on a regular basis. So there's nobody on the planet that knows more about real estate than this GPT. And so I thought, I said the whole thing for me is it was really for us, it was we were struggling with the cold calling bot. We were struggling getting it to communicate effectively with people over the phone, because it was we would put in scripts and it would kind of get lost on certain things, and it would kind of I don't know. So it was really having a difficult time with certain things, because we didn't, the thing is what people have to understand is AI is extremely smart, but it inputs and exports and understands information differently than humans do, right? So if you're teaching it how to understand certain information, you can't just talk to it like you can I can't just talk to an AI bot like I can talk to John Johnson or Bob Sadai, right? Because it doesn't understand information. It doesn't intake information the same way that we do, right? Now PDRE is a little bit different. PDRE might be a GPT of his own, so I don't know. He understands information. Maybe he can understand information like an AI, but AI basically understands and intakes information into a situation where you can't talk to it like it's just any kind of regular human. If you're giving it direction or informational direction on certain aspects, you have to give it information and direction in a way that it's going to stand and understand, meaning like it has to be very, very, very specific. So we were struggling with the cold calling bot, getting it to understand how to really understand the direction that we were taking it. And I said, Bob, I don't know how I have these thoughts. So I'm sitting there at my desk yesterday, and I'm like, what can we fucking do, right, to make this thing understand? And I was like, what are we missing? So I said, you know what? I go, why are we as humans trying to write a script that only humans would understand? Because you can't just input a script, right, that a human could understand how to read a script. Does that make sense? Like, I can't give an AI bot a script, the same script that I can give a human, because it's going to have information set up in a different way that only a human can understand how to take that script that an AI bot might not be able to understand. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm making sense right now or not.
Continue, Dan.
Okay. So you know, like, basically, you know, when you're going along a script, you know, you're going to have certain things that if you're a human, you can read it a certain way and understand how to navigate that script. But an AI bot, it needs to be super directional. So I was like, why is it that we as humans are trying to write a script for an AI that an AI can understand? Why are we not using this GPT real estate related professional that we've built for the past month and a half, that we've compiled all this data and information to? Why are we not using the GPT that understands and inputs the information as an AI itself? Why are we not having it write the script for the AI cold calling bot? Because it understands how it has to intake and understand information. So it's going to understand how another AI bot will have to intake and understand information. So why don't we have it write the script that an AI will better understand how to navigate than us trying to sit there and write out a script that only a human can understand and understand how to navigate? So I just took a long shot, and I basically asked it to, you know, I asked it to write a script, for the AI cold caller that an AI would understand, using all the frameworks and the information that we've given it. So yeah, so like Michael said, we let the AI do the AI work, because as an AI itself, it understands how it needs to be talked to and how it inputs and intakes information. So we let it create the script in a way that the AI would understand. We input that information in, ran it up, jumped on a call, and it was absolutely fucking flawless. And so I was just blown away that I was able to overcome this objection and figure this thing out. And so later today, we're going to do. I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna jump in the live stream room. We're gonna do some live calls, and I'm gonna let you guys come up and play with it. I'm gonna let you guys come up and do some stuff with it. So we're gonna have a lot of fun with this thing all day today, and let you guys kind of try to break it. Anybody wants to come up, and the goal is to try to come up, like, get it to get it to eventually do creative finance calls, qualify for creative finance, qualify for novations, qualify for listing agreements, all this type of stuff. So we're gonna have bots for all these things, follow up, all this stuff, right? So this is just the first. This is the very beginning, and if you guys want to come up on stage and get behind this thing, we're still gonna keep this thing offered at a great price while we're developing it. So if you want to, eventually, if you would come today and you like it and you want to be a part of this development, if you want to be a part of this process and you want to jump in, we're offering at a great price. You can ask Bob. Bob is one of our testers, on it right now, and so we want to make this thing even better. So we want to offer it at a really great price right now to get all of you guys involved with us, so that we can all build it out together and create the greatest thing that the real estate industry has seen in the last 10 years.
Incredible.
That's phenomenal. That is phenomenal, and I can vouch for it. From what I've seen so far, it's phenomenal. So I can't wait to see today's hyperleap.
Yeah, it's amazing. So, and right now we're just trying to keep it simple, right? You just want it, because we were just like, me and my guy, we were looking at it over this weekend and said, what do we need this thing to really do, right? We need it to do the jobs. We need it to ask the questions that we don't want to fucking answer, right? We need it to be able to, because this thing, listen, this thing can call, for people who don't know, this thing can make 10,000 calls in an hour. So it can make 10,000 calls and dial 10,000 people in an hour. So if you can get it to run these lists, I mean, you can get this thing to run lists all fucking day long. And you can get this thing to just sit there and just churn out, motivated leads for you way cheaper than any VA. I mean, like, and it's going to potentially just be super, super, super special. So
did I hear that right, Dan? You said we can come and try to break it?
Yes. I want you to come in and try to break it. I want you to come in, ask it stupid questions. I want you to try to take it, out of, the context and do that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? I want you to act like a crackhead over the phone because, we might get a few crackheads here and there on the cold call list. So, people get crazy. People get a little bit out of there. So we needed to try, so we want to get it, it's super, super, super amazing. The voice sounds absolutely ultra realistic. If any of you guys have heard the demo that we did, we had a really good demo, but this thing, it's just absolutely crazy.
That's
So
amazing.
do you see
'cause
this replacing many virtual assistants going into 2024?
Yeah, I see this replacing virtual assistants entirely. Yeah, especially outside foreign VAs that are sort of the ones that are charging $6, $9 an hour. Yeah, it's going to replace all of those for sure. It's definitely probably 4 to 6 months away from. It's probably 4 to 6 months away from actually being able to actually like objectively negotiate and close deals. But once it gets to that point, then I mean, you're talking about something that could potentially even take the position away from people that are closing. Because I would just say the way that this thing is already able, just in the very beginning stages, it is already able to to handle objections and handle certain things and navigate a conversation. I mean, I was telling it things today. I was talking to it, like I was talking to it about downsizing. What is the reason you want to downsize? I'm looking to downsize and and it was like it's like downsizing is a big decision. I understand that, and it's like it basically just the way that it navigates the whole conversation is just crazy. It was just like. So like just based off of like understanding a price, what is a price that you would seem fair to you, because its goal is just to try to get the price out of it, try to get the motivation, try to make sure they're interested in selling, and then also get a timeline. And then I also told it, I said I want to close in less than 2 weeks, right? I said that, and it was like it goes oof, he goes well, closing real quick might be a little bit of a challenge for us, but I'm sure that we can be able to make that work, if we get everything we need. So it's kind of like it used that as kind of like, sort of like setting up like the expectations for the price. And it was like, for the right price, if we can get it at, closing quick might be more, much easier for us if we can make everything else work, but we'll try our best. But it understood that I was saying like, less than 30 days. It understands that a time period less than 30 days is like a quick close. It understands that. It understands anything over 30 days is a more reasonable ask. So it's like it understands all these things, and it will actually it's not just going to sit there and just take one step at a time. It's able to understand like actually everything that you're really saying. So
it understands jargon and how we kind of say things that aren't really that thing.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And it's only going to get better.
Well, the only thing that I hope, Dan, is that, if at any time you get lonely, you don't turn to AI, you call a friend.
Well, it's a little bit too expensive for that. It's a little bit too expensive. That'd be like paying for therapy, Bob. But I might as well just pay for a therapist. I might rather call a friend for free.
There you go. You go.
Yeah.
You got my number. You got John.
I got you. Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's excellent.
Congratulations
Thank you.
on the progress.
Thank you. We're definitely and as we're saying, like we want to get as many of you guys on board. That's why we're keeping it at the price that it's at right now. We want to get as many people on board because we want you all to have the experience. We want you all to be able to input as well and to build this thing out, with your all's information to try to get it, better and better and better, because something like this is going to be it's a collaborative community. And I feel like that's one of the things that a lot of these companies are not doing, because you get a lot of these people who are just tech guys, right? And they're not really in the industry that they're trying to make the caller for, or the AI for. They just understand the technology aspect. So they're not trying to, being like, oh, hey, let's reach out to these people to see if they can input their thoughts and this kind of stuff, into the whole, situation to try to make this thing specific.
Yeah.
So you're telling me as time goes on, it'll get smarter. It'll be able to handle more objections, ask better questions as time goes on.
Yes. Yeah. And we're offering a white label as well for this. So anybody that want it for like their own business, you know what I mean, to put, for their own callers or this for that. I mean, I don't know how important that really would be for people, in here, but like, I mean, it's it's an option if people are looking for it, where it's something we're trying to do as well. So
Awesome.
So basically, once singularity happens, robots and AI will buy its own properties without us.
I think that is what we're looking at right here. Yeah. It's gonna be negotiating our properties. It's gonna be selling them out to BlackRock and Vanguard.
Nice.
We're not gonna be able to have any control.
Trading via Bitcoin. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be gone. So yeah, well, it's just it's one step at a time. It's something that's gonna happen one step at a time. So
Excellent. All right. It is 9:01 a.m. my time. It's 12:01 p.m. It's lunchtime for some people. Chris, I think it's 11 o'clock. You got a little ways to go before lunch.
Central Standard Time. You know
That's it. Good seeing you here, man. We haven't seen you in a while. We got to hear some good stories from you, man.
Oh, great. Yeah, working on a couple of houses now and trying to do some extra stuff. I'm stepping outside of my comfort zone. So
There you go.
Nice.
Chris, we're gonna need your expertise, man, for those creative calls.
Hey, they say everything you want is on the other side of fear.
yeah, because I've done a lot of creative deals and a lot of stuff, but I'm doing a full rehab now. So I'm gonna try it. I've really never been a fan of it, but I'm in the weeds now. We're already several tens of thousands of dollars deep, so ain't no turning back at this point.
There you go. Well, keep us posted. Well, I'd love to see some photos if you got any in the Closers Only channel. That's where
Yeah,
Meat
I'll
and
put some
Potatoes is
up.
at. Awesome.
Hey, anybody who has deals in SoCal, Dallas, or Tampa, send them to Dante Pena. He's your man.
There you go.
And of course, St. Louis is the domain of the one and only Chris Monroe. He knows all the streets, all the alleys.
So all the stuff to stay away from, because that's a big thing. Everybody wants a deal so bad, so thirsty, they get on something that's not good. I just had to help somebody else renegotiate a deal all the way down to $1,000. Can you believe it? And the seller accepted it. So a trash house, but hey, if it's that low of a price, we can move it.
Can you believe I had one in Texas, Chris, that we bought for $500?
What?
It was a piece of junk. Yeah. We're like, okay, I'm going to turn around. I think we sold it to the neighbor for like $5K and just got out of it, in and out quick.
Hey, slam
It's
dunk.
amazing.
That's my kind of deal right there.
You're right. Exactly. I mean, not every deal has to be, 5-figure, 6-figure, profits. Just in and out, singles and doubles.
What's the old saying, Bob? You can't go broke making a profit.
I love it. Absolutely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it was a great day today. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. I hope everyone has a great day. Go crush it. Go grind it. You got buyers in this community. You got people who are grinding and finding deals. Get together. make deals together, profit together, and win together. Hope you all do that today and moving forward into 2024. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you,
Peace.
Bob. If you haven't already, please consider inviting somebody you think will benefit from being in proximity with us. Send them that link, reirev.com.